Hello and welcome to another day, another creation. Oh, we have a typo for today. We are looking at December 28th, 2022, even though it says 11 is 12, and today is March 28th, 2023. And I just want to take a moment. There's a lot going on in our world right now, and there has been, but I feel like the government and politics are just going wild. I believe they sense that people are becoming aware of their tactics and questioning it more and being like, wait, this is kind of messed up. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And people are speaking up more than I've ever seen before. I think that's sending them into a spiral, and they're releasing all of these ridiculous laws and bills, and I haven't done too much research into it, if I'm being honest, but I'm seeing a lot of people who have. They've read through stuff, they show the receipts, they kind of talk about it. It's really ridiculous. They're trying to take us backwards. It just makes no sense. The only way it is making sense is that they're trying to do everything in their power that they can to regain control. But it's not going to work. There's no way it's going to work because people are just too aware now. And that's not okay. The TikTok ban thing is still being talked about. A lot of people are making a lot of good points saying that's just a cover-up. I did do a little bit of research on the bill, and they're trying to just take over or regulate the whole internet. That's just insane. That's not okay. And a few creators have kind of come on. One creator, a lot of people are stitching that creator. It was like, hey, you want to know the big difference between Insta and TikTok? It's look up France and see what's going on. Instagram doesn't really show you much, but when you go on TikTok, you're getting a lot of people's points of views, people from there, people who are there, people who are sharing what's actually going on. And it's just so insane to think that for so long we've been given a fabricated reality of what the people in power think we should be seeing instead of knowing the truth. A lot of revolutionary periods, golden age periods, Renaissance periods come from people speaking up and doing something about everything. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be rough. The people in power are going to do everything they can to remain in power. I think they should just put their hands up, be like, listen, we messed up, are bad, and work with the people to rectify the situation. That would be the noble thing to do. That would gain a lot of respect from the people, would it not? We all mess up, right? No one's. But the thing is, they're doing it for money, power, greed. It's just, it's disgusting. I don't want to take away from this beautiful piece. I love this one. It's just really been heavy on my mind, and I needed to express it, and I needed to talk about it, and I kind of talked about it with a dear friend of mine. They kind of let me in on a little thing that freedom of speech isn't really what we think it is. And I'm like, that's a whole, but there is ability to change, right? I believe being in this country, we are outspoken. We don't have the greatest position in people's minds outside of the country. It's kind of embarrassing at times, which I can understand and see. But on the flip side of that, we will do what we got to do. We'll speak up. We got the courage. We got the bravery to do that. And once we all unite, there's another really fun TikTok I saw. It's adventures when everybody kind of comes in to defeat them. It's Americans Unite. And it was so great. I watched it a couple of times. It was millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, small business owners. It's letting people connect, and I feel like this country has the ability to do that. Lean into it, connect us all, give us the truth, that's all we're craving, that's all we want, that's what we need to be able to build a better future together. This old school mentality has just got to go. But again, back to the piece, and these changes can happen, right? And they slowly are. I say it always gets worse before it gets better. So all these people trying to scare people, trying to keep people in fear by passing all these laws and bills to do insane things and giving them insane amount of power. It's just not, no. I believe the right people will come into play and step up to rectify this. Let's hope. But until then, we can all play our part too. If there's an injustice, how can we step up? How can we voice our opinions, or how can we make a difference? And a lot of people have a mentality of like, I'll just donate, or I'll just like throw money at something. No. You don't know where that money is going. What if it's going into these people's pockets? That's not reliable. Let's try to make a difference, as small as it can be, because, we got to reverse engineer it, start off really small, and just see where we can make a difference. Even all these people coming on and voicing their opinions and kind of helping people and sharing what they've found. That's spreading knowledge, and knowledge is power. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. It's about the everyday. It's about our practices of the everyday. If we want to be something, if we want to do something, we have to incorporate those actions and efforts into our everyday. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And it's not easy a lot of the times. Adopting a new mentality, adopting a new lifestyle, adopting a new way of being it can be really overwhelming and a lot, but the more we do it, the more we normalize it for ourselves, and we will reach the sky and beyond, right? Reach for the sky. Why not more than the sky? Like, I'm over here trying to do some intergalactic traveling, plus I just want to vacay on some galaxies. There's probably some really cool stuff out there. Young and free. I think a lot of us have young hearts at heart. Deep down, we're all just grown-up kids. The systematic ways have kind of deteriorated us and our quality of life. In Europe, I really love how it's different there, and people I think Scandinavia, Finland, they prioritize happiness and peace, and that's what they work for. And we can have that here too. But don't get me wrong, I love this country. It makes us, even with all this going on, we're still so special and unique in the ways that we have this hope and drive and belief and ambition to do more, to be more. And if we all just unite together, we can do it. Let's wake up from this dream we've been in into the possibilities of what could be. Fall into the unknown. Growth. It's hard to grow in the same environment that made us who we are, because we need to see different, we need to experience different, we need to be different. What's happening all over the world is scary and worrisome. Let's not forget our planet, our love, our home. Without her, without Mother Earth, we would not be now, would we? So we don't want to forget about nature and kind of incorporating one with nature. I've seen these buildings. I think this would be so cool, to where there's like plants and greenscapes incorporated within city buildings and within houses, and just being one with nature. I feel like that was a thing before. We can be a more evolved version of that. We have more technology. Why can't we marry the two and get to where we need to go? But these things, like success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Suppose things get better for a little while. We can't give up on this dream of a different world that we desire to live in, which is totally in our hands. It's just breaking down the old to rebuild the new. And we're kind of already there. We just need to put more effort into it and unite a little more and trust one another. And trusting one another is hard, because we all have our personal biases and experiences with people. And maybe not everybody, but I know I do personally, because we don't want to be hurt. Let's wake up from this disillusioned rose-colored glasses reality that we think we've been living in, to see what actually is and what's actually going on, and what are our rights, and how we can make a difference. Who are the people in power that will step up for us and make that difference? There is hope. Change is a possibility. The only consistent in life is change, and how we handle it, I think, is on us. That's where free will comes into play, because they are choices, everyday choices we make. We can either ignore what's going on or do something and speak up in the way we know how. This is my way. Well, for now, maybe I'll think of a better way later on, and I'll just keep trying and keep figuring it out. But we can't be scared and hide away and not say anything. That's what's gotten us here in the first place. Or be passive about it. Be like, oh no, it'll fix itself, or like, it'll be okay. I mean, it will, because the right people are going to step up, and that's a whole different situation. But I feel like this is all over the place. That's how I kind of feel right now in life. So represent of that. And it's crazy because even with words, like the US currency, they don't hold weight. Prior weight of gold was held by the dollar, but now our words are meaningless for the most part. People just talk, and there's no depth, there's no meaning, there's no weight behind our words. So actions speak louder than words. Even for personal life, I think it's good to determine those connections in your life. Who are the connections that just throw words around and don't hold the action to hold up or to weigh those words or to reflect those words? That's a good step one, right? Just determining that and then deciding what you want to do with that. Do you want to live a true, authentic life? Then, those connections kind of have to go, or they have to not be so present in your life. Sometimes we can't totally get rid of connections. It is what it is, and they just have to be in us, but we can control their access to us. If we want to live a life of truth and authenticity and where our words hold value, I think we need to surround ourselves with that. And it's a process. It takes time, but patience and compassion to self and others will help that. Here's to reaching for the sky. Here's to dreaming. Here's to the everyday. Here's to you. Here's to me. Here's to our beautiful tomorrow together. Until we meet again. Bye.